everybody, Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. But this is the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel, and this is the AEW Dynamite review for the 2nd of March 2022. Overall, a big night for Dynamite because Tony Khan has announced he has purchased Ring of Honor. And then AEW has two OH originals who fought on the first show, but neither won that night, so it's time to settle the score. Bryan Danielson defeats Christopher Daniels here. They wrestled in a three-way on the very first show, but there was a third man, Low-Ki, who won the match. Tonight's match was very good. And honestly, seeing guys wrestle at this level is really cool. Both men are chain wrestling early. Both men start the match pretty quickly, and ultimately, Danielson traps Daniels' arms into a very unique pinning combination, and Daniels fights back with a baseball slide and a rebound moonsault to the floor. Back in the ring, Danielson counters a diving crossbody with a mid-kick. He then targets Daniels' midsection with repeated stomps and kicks. Daniels comes back with chops and a Blue Thunder Bomb to start a comeback. He then hits the STO and a Iconoplasm for near fall. Danielson then eventually cuts his opponent off and beats him down in the corner. They fight on the top rope. Daniels sets Danielson in the match and then goes for diving crossbody. But then Danielson counters into a pinning combination, exchange of cradles and near falls, roaring elbow from Danielson gets another near fall. Daniels then goes for another iconoclasm, but Danielson stops that. Daniels then goes for a top rope Frankensteiner, but Danielson shrugs it off. Daniels turns a dive into a Uranagi, but Danielson then counters the best moonsault ever into a triangle sleeper and referee stoppage. Post-match, Danielson said used to be tradition to shake someone's hand before and after a match, but he's not in ROH, he's in AEW, and he kicks Daniels in the head. Revolution, he'll stomp Moxley's head too. Moxley's music plays, then he comes out, he says Danielson is better than ever. He could either get his head kicked in on Sunday or fade into oblivion, or he could walk the path and fire through Danielson and beat the American Dragon. Story of Jon Moxley just starting. In the first chapter will be written in blood. He demanded Danielson take his shot. Danielson basically mocks squaring off with him, but he walked up the ramp. Darby Allin and Stinger backstage. Sting said that there would be repercussions for anyone who tried to get involved in their upcoming triple threat match on Rampage. Allin said he wouldn't need anyone's help, but on Sunday, he and Guevara are teaming up no matter what on Rampage for the TNT Championship. It's showtime. Matt Jackson and the Young Bucks eliminates Darius Martin to win the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. Man, you just see such a good match, and then you got to ruin it with the Bucks. Teams enter 90-second intervals. First two entrants are FTR and Top Flight. Darius Martin finally comes back after several months away due to injury. Top Flight takes FTR down early. And lots of flipping, flopping. The Acclaimed in first. Max Caster doing a rap. Dark Order's Alan Angels and 10 are out next, followed by the Butcher and the Blade. Angels first eliminated, and FTR sends him crashing onto the ramp. Next, we see the Varsity Blondes in a match. Countered in picture-in-picture. Pillman is eliminated during the break, and then Barrack Country makes the entrance back from commercials. Santana and Ortiz come out. They are quickly eliminated. Barrack Country, Dante Martin eliminates Caster, and then Best Friends are next. Bowens eliminates Garrison, meaning Varsity Blondes are done. Dark Order are out next. 10 eliminates Blade, and then all three Dark Order members take out the Butcher, eliminating them as a team. FDR hits a big rig on Bowens and Angels, but don't eliminate them. Young Bucks are out next, and here's where the match goes downhill. They face off with FDR ahead of the commercial. Wingmen come out once Back the Gun Club enters, but they're immediately eliminated by FTR and the Young Bucks. Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson are out next. Bowens attacks Thames Mask to eliminate him, and his team's gone 2.0, and then the final entrance. Bucks eliminate Lee Johnson, and then Top Flight eliminates Bowens. Uno and Trent fight on the apron, and Danhausen appears and puts a curse on Uno, falling Trent and eliminating him. Santana and Ortiz eliminate 2.0, but the FTR sends them back to the floor. Matt Jackson eliminates Trent. Final three teams, FTR, Top Flight, and the Young Bucks. Cash avoids Dante's double springboard moonsault, but Dante turns a powerbomb attempt into a Rana, and then distraction from Red Dragon allows Bucks to eliminate Harwood and FTR by extension. Darius Martin faces off with both Bucks and then hit a nice flurry of offense, but then they're overwhelmed by the numbers advantage. He then eliminates Nick, but Brandon Cutler saved him. However, Darius then sends Matt into Nick, eliminating the latter. Matt and Darius has a tense battle for full elimination as they trade strikes on the apron. Matt then hits a low blow super kick and eliminates his opponent. The Bucks and Red Dragon celebrate before Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage appear on the ramp. Chris Jericho is backstage saying that the wrestling world is buzzing after his promo segment with Eddie Kingston last week. He wants Kingston to look deep inside to see if he's really that guy. If he beats Kingston, he'll shake his hand, and then Jericho will have his respect, and then if not, he can GFY. Santana and Ortiz walk up and tentatively fist bump Jericho, but then asks if we're good and gets no answer. Anyway, this past week, Punk woke up in the morning and asked himself, am I a bad guy? He said that he thought MJF speaking up took courage, but he can't shake the feeling that he's been gaslit. Punk has a young photo with Steve Austin. When he left wrestling, Punk didn't lash out at the world. He's seen MJF do terrible things like attack Dean Malenko and insult Brian Pillman and Darby Allin's uncle. It's not Punk's fault that MJF is the way he is, and there's nothing he can do or say that will change things. But he needs MJF to come out here. MJF came out but didn't say anything. Punk said he used to be that guy, referencing past angles he was involved in, like Paul Bearer's and Jeff Hardy's addiction. But this is about the kid at home who looks up to MJF, just as he looked up to Punk. And when he asked himself, are you a good guy? He basically said, I sure am trying. Punk extends his hand to MJF. MJF pushes it aside and goes for a hug. Punk hesitates but eventually returns the hug. As they separated, stared at each other, MJF kicked Punk in the groin and hit the Heat Seeker. Wardlow and Shawn Spears emerged from Dynamite, Diamond Ring, and a dog collar chain. MJF punched Punk, busting him open. FDR comes off to run interference. On security, Spears ties the dog collar around Punk's neck, and MJF grabs the mic, calls him a stupid old man. He says, I'm a snake. MJF said that this Sunday Revolution, he's the devil himself. MJF hung Spears by the neck over the top, hung Punk over the top rope. Finally, Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara run out, forcing the Pinnacle to run away. Keith Lee is backstage with Shivani, but before he could speak, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs interrupts. Starks said that he'd see Lee soon. Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez defeated Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Teams brawl before the bell. Martinez isolates Baker in the ring, and then the match becomes underway. Hayter tags it and faces off with Martinez. Interference from Rebel is blatantly grabs Rosa's leg in front of the official, allowing Baker and team to take things going. Once back, Martinez got a hot tag and T-bone suplex on Hayter for near fall. Hayter then comes back with an STO for two of their own, and then Baker and Rosa tagged in with the ladder stretching out. Baker then hits a slap, trades a big strike in the middle of the ring until Rosa hits Death Valley Driver for near fall. Martinez takes out Hayter and Rebel, and then Rosa hits Fire Thunder Driver out of nowhere to get the pin. Ty Conti interviews backstage about her upcoming TBS Championship. Jade Cargill shoves her off and belittles her. Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch segment hype video. And that's kind of there. Wardlow defeats Cesar Bononi. Why is Bononi on national television? Wardlow gives him powerbomb and squashes him. Post-match, Spears tries to smash Bononi with a chair. Wardlow stops him. Friday's 3-4 card for the Rampage is Sammy Guevara with Darby Allin versus Andrade in a three-way. Keith Lee in action. Serena Deeb 5-minute challenge. Face the Revolution qualifier. Christian Cage and Ethan Page. Then the Revolution card, which is looking really good. Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch, and Hook versus QT Marshall on the buy-in. Punk versus MJF, Danielson, Moxley, Tornado Tag, Sting, Allen, and Guevara versus Matt Hardy, Andrade, and Isaiah Cassidy. First match that no one cares about on the show. Then the Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa match. Face the Revolution ladder match, Keith Lee, Wardlow, Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, Christian Cage, or Ethan Page, and Jericho and Kingston, Cargill and Ty Conti. Tag Team Champions, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus versus the Young Bucks versus Red Dragon, and Page versus Adam Cole. Then we go House of Black video airing. MJF, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears backstage. MJF says he'll let Wardlow keep the TNT Championship if he wins it, but it's not like he'll win it anyway. Wardlow protested. MJF straight up slapped him and threatened to fire him, putting his family out on the street. And then we go to the main event of the day, which happens to be Adam Cole and Red Dragon. O'Reilly and Fish defeat Hangman Page and the Dark Order. Champion and Challenger starts thing off respective sides. Cole backs down and then tags in Fish. Page takes him out with a big boot. Silver and O'Reilly tag in. Silver uses power to maintain control for a while. Page then gets tagged. O'Reilly then goes to the floor. Hits a subtle tag to Fish, allowing him to chop down Page's leg. Cole then tags in, and Page teases the Deadeye, but Cole sends him into the apron. Upon return, Cole and Red Dragon isolating Silver in their corner. Page finally gets a hot tag and goes completely nuts on everyone before hitting a pop-up powerbomb on O'Reilly for a 2 count. Cole then gets a tag in, faces off with Page, and then trades strikes in the center of the ring. Partners do the same thing here. Afraid of big moves, with Cole hitting here's Himbo on Silver. Page leaves Cole after hitting him with a lariat. Reynolds tags in, but then super kick in the boom, and Cole gets the win. At least there's some intrigue going into the pay-per-view that Page could lose. I don't think it'll happen, but that's where we are. After the match, Heels beat down Reynolds, but Page fights everyone off. He sets up for the buckshot on Cole, but Fish kicked him, takes out his ankle, and Cole beats down Red Dragon, or with the help of Red Dragon, duct takes Page to the ropes, forces him to watch as he hits Silver with the high-low. Reynolds gets nailed with the Panama Sunrise. Cole super kicks Page and nails him with the championship belt to close the show. This is the strongest pay-per-view lead-in they've had, and ultimately a really cool deal. We'll be back with more right after this.